Divya madam, you can start.
Yes, sir.
Divya madam will introduce you, then we will start.
Good evening to one and all present here. It is my great pleasure to introduce our esteemed guest for today's program, Ms. V Tamilarasi madam. She is a highly dedicated and career-driven academician, currently serving as an assistant professor at Marudhar Kesari Jain College for Women Autonomous Vaniyambadi. And she has been actively contributing to the academic growth of both BBA and MBA students by delivering lectures in management and business related subjects with clarity and passion. She completed her MBA in Human Resource Management with an outstanding CGPA after earning her BBA degree from the same institution. Her strong academic background reflects her commitment to excellence in education. In her professional journey, she has taken up more key responsibilities, mentoring and guiding students for both academic as well as in professional development. She has also played a vital role in organizing conferences, workshops, and faculty development programs, and to contributing to the overall learning environment of the institution also. Apart from academics, she has gained practical exposure through implant training at Indian Bank and experience in a cooperative credit society, which has enhanced her understanding of banking operations, teamwork, and professional communication. She is known for her strength in event management, leadership, teaching, and coordination, along with being a quick learner and a tech professional. With her blend of academic excellence and practical experience, Ms. Tamilarasi ma'am continues to inspire students and contribute meaningfully to the field of education. Let us warmly welcome our guest, Ms. Tamilarasi madam. Welcome, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Divya Dashni madam, for a wonderful introduction that you have shared here. So let me start with my session. I hope everyone can visible my slide.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening to everyone present here. First and foremost, I thank the respected organizer, faculty members, and my dear participants. I am Tamilarasi, Assistant Professor in PG and Research Department of Management Studies from Mother Kesari Jain College for Women, Autonomous, Vaniyambadi. I feel very happy and honored to be international webinar. So today I'm going to speak on a very important topic, time management for students and professionals, where it indicates a person to work smart, not hard. So let me ask you the simple question before moving to the session. So here, how many of you has felt that 24 hour is not enough per day? Yes, my dear participants, at least while once in a time you might be felt the time is not enough. Most probably the answer will be yes. But the truth is everyone has the same 24 hours. The difference is not in the time, but it matters in how the people use it wisely. So, coming here to the introduction, So time is a limited and non-renewable resources where the time is lost, we cannot get it back again at time. So the proverb says time is gold. Coming to that, everyone has 24 hours in a different usage. So if people has to plan the works priorly and they have to work accordingly so that the results will be as success. Coming to that, effective time management means planning, organizing, and controlling. So coming here, time management tells that planning. So planning is all about a person has to pre-plan before starting his work. Whatever the work a person carries before that he has to plan what he has to do. Then coming to that organizing, he has to schedule the work or allot the work properly using the stimulated time. And coming to that controlling. So how the people control the work within the time bound. Coming to our completing task effectively on time management. So how people use the time management in a right way and use it wisely that leads the person to attain the task. The word effectively is all about a person who use the time in most effective way without wasting any time unnecessarily for completing a task, prioritizing his own task and moving to achieve the goal. Coming to that, time management leads a person to stress, confusion, and miss opportunities. So here I'll give you the example. So think here, a person, two persons, two students. One student has preparation in every daily life, 1 to 2 hours, where in other side, the other student who studies only before the examination. So when coming to these two students comparatively, let us see students who study 1 to 2 hours daily has creates a self-confident and the student can able to write his examination without any fear. A person or a student who prepares for his exam during only the last night of his examination will leads to get fear and confused and help them to miss the opportunities to look them as a success. Moving on to that importance. So coming here with importance of time management. So usually time management plays a vital role in everyone's life. Yes. As I told you earlier, if the time is lost, it cannot be get back. So coming to that importance, so I have listed you the few importance which helps us to manage our time in effective way. Coming to that, it helps us to achieve our goal step by step without any confusions. So as I told you earlier, time management is planning, organizing, and controlling our time to the task. So the first point says that how we plan and follow our each and every steps and how we complete our goal within the stimulated time. Coming to that second point, it gives us to achieve our goal and makes us to reduce the stress because we are not rushing at the last time. So the time management helps us to have the proper time management and where it helps us to not lead us in stress and it helps us to have mental stability in our conditions. Coming to that next point, so we can complete more work in less times. So people always say, I'm working. Always I'm busy with the works. Always being busy with the works that not actually truth. So being busy is all about how qualitily a person uses time, how qualitily a person spends his time to complete his task as productivity. Coming to that, it helps a person to make a better decision and think clearly in all aspects of life. So, yeah, if a person is managing a time correctly, then he can have a better decision in his life and all other aspects. Managing a time helps a person to balance both work life and personal. So, time management gives a person to balance his own life from personal life and the work life. So, I'll tell you the example. A person who always plans the work daily and completes on task, another delay work and rushes just before the deadlines. So see here, who is the best performer? Obviously, the one who plans their time earlier. So one who gives importance to his time and it takes the effort and it takes a continuous effort to complete his task. So that is how it brings him a self-confident for his success. Coming to that, common problems that we face without managing our time in our life. So the most probably many of us does not understand why we are fail in our work. The reason the reason for the failures of the work is all about there is no proper time management. So I tell you few time management problem which helps a person to lead or see them as failures. So the first and foremost problem is all about using these social medias, overuse, procrastination, lack of planning, multitasking, and distractions. So what I tell you here, using social media is not wrong, but a person has to be an aware of using a social media while using a social media. I'm not saying using social media helps us to lead us problem, but how we connect easily to social medias. Even a person having a class or working, just have a small ring from the parents or from the principals. They get distractions over there. So that has to be avoided for completing his work or their works. Coming to that, let me give you the few examples. A person use small if a person uses a habit of wasting lots of time utilizing relating these types of works may help us to face the problems in the work completions. So I'll tell you the first step for improving the time management as simple. So how you will identify your problem? A person has to identify his problem and he has to rectify. The first thing they have to do is identify where your time is going. Each and every person has to look on to where the time is going. Why I'm stressed over this particular statement? Because nowadays every people are mostly addicted with using social media platforms. I request here to be aware of using social medias. Coming to that, time management techniques. So now let me give you simple and powerful time management techniques, how a person can manage his time and look them as successful persons. Coming here, the first tool is all about to-do list. A person always want to list up his work. If the day starts at early, after his sleeping, after his awake, a person has to look on to that day and he has to periodize what work that he has to complete per day. And he has to allot a time for each and every work within that time, whether he is able to complete. Coming to that periodization. So periodization is very essential work at first. So how you periodize your works? So doing work is not a matter. How you choose which work is important and which work is next to do. So always periodize which is most important. Coming to that, time blocking. So time blocking is all about how you fix a time or how you allocate the time for each and every task. Time blocking is all about allotting a proper time for every individual task of your day. How you allot and how you manage and how you finish it up. Coming here to the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique was developed in the year of 1980. The person who has Francisco Cirillo was developed this technique in the period of 1980, but nobody has followed it. The technique was very helpful to reduce our mental fatigues and maintaining us motivated. See how good technique is here for managing our time. So that this technique helps us to work for 25 minutes and have break for 5 minutes. That is how we usually follow leisures for each and every individual works that we have to carry on per day. Coming to that, SMART goals. So as we all know, SMART is all about specific. How specifically you periodize the work and you fix that time for each and every task or the work. You have to specify what work you have doing and how you have to start, progress and end. Specifically individual task, not with multiple works. If you take a multiple work at a time, it leads us to stress or leads us to fail. So here, time management technique tells us to specify the work, specify your individual task or goal, and measurable. How you measure using your time to complete particular task. To complete a task, whether it takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 1 hour, or 24 hours. It is based on the work that you want to do. Coming to that achievable. Whether we have to relevantly works and achieves our goal. Whether the works that we do, the time that we utilize, it helps us to reach our goal as achievable. So far, coming to that relevant. How relevantly you work using your time for completing the task or the goals. Whether the work that you do in a time is relevant for your periodized desired goal. That has to be checked. Coming next, time bound. Whether as you planned earlier. for the schedule of time that you want to complete, whether that is matched towards your completion or it takes much of time to complete. That has to be verified. So I'll tell you an example. As a student, think a student's life, how he use the time management using these techniques. As a student, he has to write an assignment. He has to watch a TV compulsory to entertain and use the mobile. And he has to spend time for playing. And on the other side, he has to complete all his regular works. A student has to decide which he has to prioritize and how he can complete all other 4 tasks. So if a student is in good time management, he will choose assignment as the first prioritize. After returning back to the home, a student will prioritize assignment has to be completed for half an hour or 1 hour. Later, he will move on to watch a TV or use a mobile, or he wants to go for his leisure play. Coming here, the time management for students. So it is very essential for the students to be maintained the time. Now let me tell you, many of the students feel stress during the examination. Why? The reason is all about the lack of time management. People or students may not manage the time correctly. That's the reason students face stress towards the examination. But here, if the student prepares a timetable, if a student pre-plan and he starts allocating his work in a schedule, then it helps him to avoid last-minute tension. As I told you earlier, a student who studies daily 2 hours for examination, on the other side, a student who studies only the before night examination. There is a difference between these two comparative students. Coming here, focuses on important subjects first. After planning, he has to choose the important subject. What will be the important subject? All the subjects are important to the students, but how he can choose importantly? A student has to analyze in which there is lack in knowledge, in which there is a lack of knowledge in particular subject. That has to be prioritized as important subject. That he has to be concentrated more than the other subjects. Coming to that last minute examination, I told you earlier. So how he gets cramming towards its last minute preparations. So I tell you that time management is consistent, more important than the last minute hard work. So a student has to always study for every day. If the students study at every day, then he can able to complete his syllabus, themselves feel self-confident to write the examination and to crack the examination in great way. If the person is not studying at daily, studying only the last night, can face a stress writing over the examinations. Coming here to the professionals. For professionals, time management is very important because of deadlines and responsibilities. So as we all are running up with deadlines with our works and more responsible in taking up the works in our office. So there should be plan in their day. A professional has to be planned for the day, set period ties, avoid unnecessary meetings and delay work when possible. So I tell you here, an employee who plans their work, completes a task yearly and lives on time. Another employee who delays work has to stay late and feel stressed. There is a difference between these two employees. The one employee who plans his work for the day and he will get ready for completing late submissions, compliance, and feel themselves as most stressed, depressed, everything arise. So time management not only improves the but also helps to maintain healthy personal life. So professionals are there as like same as students. They have to balance their life between the work and personal. Most probably the time management for the women. It is very hard. Play a vital role in their personal life as well as to the working life. If you use a proper challenge of techniques, then you can able to be happy with your own personal life as well as in work life. Moving on to few tools. So today we have so many tools that can help us to manage our time effectively. So the first tool is digital tools like Google Calendar. So as you all know, Google Calendar helps you to stay on top of your plans at work, home, everywhere in between. Coming to that, Microsoft to-do list. It helps you to create the task, set reminder, and sync across the device. And Trello Asana and reminds helps us to schedule and track your task. Every simple tool like notebook and planners are very useful. For example, if you set a reminder for assignment submission, you will never forget it. For the student's benefit, reminder of one important thing. The tool is not important. The habit of using it important. As I given you all such tools here which helps you to manage and lead your time in an effective way. That is not a matter. But how a person takes this as a habit. They start with the day one, but they will not lead it as when I ask people at 50th day or 10th day. They may have dropped it. The people who continuously use these apps in a wise way, then they can be a person as successful one. Coming on to that, tips for effective time management. Now let me share you some simple tips which you can also follow daily and avoid being stressed. Start your day with a clear plan and set a realistic goals. Avoid procrastination by starting your work immediately. Always don't start your works immediately. First, plan. Take a time and plan, and you organize it and you control it. Then later you see the end result as successful. Starting your work immediately breaks a large task into small steps. Stay organized and focused. Let's say no to unnecessary tasks. And most important, review your day and improve continuously. Think a person who has a big project accountable, but he tried to complete it in one day. Whether it is possible, a person who in the position of his project work or project thing, whether it is a thing that can be completed within a day. A project takes a time duration to analyze, identify, study, and end. Divide the works into small tasks and complete one task daily. You don't want to rush up with all multiple works. Everyone has different work. Here, you can divide the works in multiple small steps and follow the every schedule and take that own time and complete. This will make your works easy and feel stress-free. Coming here, few benefits for effective time management. Now let's look at benefits. How you manage your time properly, your performance improves. If a person manages time, then he can also improve his performance. Then later he can feel more confident because you have already prepared it. Coming here, your stress reduced because you are not rushing at the last moment. You can also get free time to relax, enjoy hobbies, and spend time with families. If a person has good time management, these are the benefits that they receive. And most importantly, you can achieve both personal and professional goals. I'll tell you one example. If you complete your work yearly, you can feel yourself relax without any tension instead of worrying about the deadlines. Why? Because you have used your time wisely. You have followed your time management. That's a reason that you are free with everything. So time management improves both your work and your happiness. So not only personal and professional goals, but also the time management helps a person to feel always happy. So moving on to conclusion, I finally conclude that time management is life challenging skill to each and every individual person, not only for the students or the professions, but it is essential thing for every person in the world. It helps you to achieve success, reduce stress, and improve your performance. Every small habit can create a big change. For example, just starting your day with a simple to do list can improve your productivity. Always remember, time once lost is never found again. I tell you again, time once lost is never found again. Whoever it may be, we cannot able to get back. As we know the proverb, time is very precious. Kalam pon pondrathu. So how we give importance to our time to do our works. Before I end, I would like to ask few questions. What one time management habit will you start from today? As we have seen so far, the time management is vital role for every person's in every aspect of situation. So I'm ending up with the question, what one time management habit will you start from the today? So thank you all for your time and attention.
Thank you, Tamilarasi ma'am. We are
Yeah,
very much
thank you.
thankful to you for the best presentation today.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
As we are knowing that this is the 200th session. Today we have completed 200 session of continuous daily webinar series without a break. So for celebrating this event, you are here. We are very happy. I am thankful to also Hema Malini madam who introduced you, and also thankful to the Diveshri madam who introduced you. I am also thankful to all the teachers and faculties of the Vaniyambadi College because they have supported this series, and so many speakers have supported this series, and we are very much thankful to our college. Now I request participants to unmute themselves and they can discuss with our speaker. Marudhar Kesari Jain College for Women Autonomous Vaniyambadi supported us every time, and we get so many speakers from this college. Thank you to all, and I request all the participants can unmute and they can discuss with the today's speaker. The topic she have explained very nicely about the time management for students and personalities, how it's important, which tools we can use, how it can be supported for our personal progress for students, women, and professional. At the same time, how social media is killing our time, and the tools like Google Calendar and other tools she have introduced today. We are very much thankful to you, ma'am, for introducing such a tools and for giving a important speech on the time management. And from today, our speak because of this speech, we mostly try to do the planning of our time. As you have said that once time is lost, it doesn't covered. I am thankful to all participants जो जयवीर सिंह है जयवीर सिंह जी है जिन्होंने हमें शुभेच्छा दी वाली है ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट शंकर पुजर सर जिन्होंने शुभेच्छा दी वाली है प्रीति कुमारी मैडम इस वेबिनार को आगे जारी रहेगा वी आर वेरी मच थैंकफुल टू ऑल स्पीकर्स एंड ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स दोज आर ज्वाइनिंग हियर and supporting this. All participants are requested to fill the feedback link so that you can issue your certificates. If anyone want to discuss with today's speaker, you can unmute and discuss with our today's speaker.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to connect with international webinar series.